Mythical Me here is a short story about a magician named Randy, who discovers that the identity he has spent his life defending is only the grandest illusion in his show. Randy was the celebrated magician of the Moonlight Palace. Each evening, he stepped beneath the velvet curtains wearing a jeweled coat, white gloves, and a shining mask molded to resemble his own face. The audience called him the Mythical Me because he could transform himself into almost anyone. The admired man, the rejected man, the powerful man, the helpless man, the healer, the victim, the hero, and the one who never seemed good enough. Randy's most popular trick was called walking on eggshells. He invited volunteers onto the stage, guessed what they wanted from him, and changed himself to avoid their disappointment. He smiled when he wanted to speak honestly, agreed when he wished to say no, and gave gifts while secretly waiting for approval. The audience called him generous, but Randy felt exhausted. His giving carried an invisible string attached to the outcome. Next came the cabinet of scarcity. Randy climbed inside and announced that his happiness depended on keeping certain people, possessions, roles, and plans. One by one, the assistants made them disappear. Randy emerged grieving what he believed he had lost, unaware that he was mourning stage props. Behind the theater, Randy protected an old trunk containing every identity he had ever played. He feared that true guidance might ask him to surrender the trunk. Without those roles, who would he be? He imagined that spiritual freedom would cost him personal freedom, special relationships, control, and the right to decide how everything should go. One night, a quiet stagehand named Lila found him clutching the trunk. "You seem frightened," she said. "I am afraid the show will end." "Perhaps only the illusion will end." Randy frowned. "Without my character, I might disappear." Lila pointed toward the silent stage. "Go beneath the images and see." That evening, Randy entered his final illusion, the Hall of 100 Mirrors. Each mirror showed a different version of him. One called him weak, another called him powerful. One accused him of failure. Another promised that everyone would love him if he performed perfectly. The mirrors began speaking at once. Control the outcome. Protect your reputation. Look to the past. Make them behave correctly. Hide what you are thinking. Do not surrender. Randy reached for his usual tricks, but none of them brought peace. Then he remembered Lila's invitation. He closed his eyes and whispered, "I commit not to decide from what I think I know. Show me who I am." The theater became completely still. Randy did not fight the voices or try to repair the mirrors. He simply watched without believing them. He saw that the thoughts were harsh imposters repeating an old pattern. They had no true source and no power except the power he gave them. One by one, the mirrors went dark. Behind them, Randy discovered a curtain he had never noticed. When he opened it, there was no secret machinery and no hidden exit. There was only a radiant light that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere. Randy stepped into it. The mask slipped from his face, but Randy did not vanish. The light did not call him successful or unsuccessful, worthy or unworthy, strong or weak. It revealed a perfect equality beneath every costume. Randy understood that he had never truly changed what God created. The mythical me was only a trick of belief. He laughed, and the entire audience laughed with him. From then on, Randy used his magic differently. He no longer performed to preserve his personality or control anyone's response. He invited the audience to place their grievances, private thoughts, expectations, and old roles into an empty hat. Then he turned the hat upside down. Nothing fell out. "Your darkness is not a treasure," Randy told them. "You do not need to protect it." He stopped trying to fix people and began looking for the love beneath their stories. He gave for the joy of giving. He no longer asked anyone to play a special role in order to earn his love. When fear arose, he remembered that he was not responsible for controlling what happened on the stage. He was responsible for how he chose to see it. At the close of every show, Randy removed his shining mask and placed it gently on the floor. "You are not the role, the memory, the opinion, or the body," he said. "You have no ego. You are Christ, dreaming that you are a separate magician. Stop playing hide-and-seek with God. Become still, and the mythical me will disappear without a trace." Then the walls of the Moonlight Palace faded into light. There was no magician and audience, no inner and outer, no weak and powerful, no separate beams. There was only one radiant mind, remembering itself. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.